Welcome to No Broken Legs. I am your host, Evan Belfiore. Joining me on the phone on this Friday evening is Jimmy Champ. Jimmy, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. I was expecting more coaches to be hired this week. It kind of surprised me so far.
Yeah, well, the stuff with Harbaugh took a while, and he was,
True.
I think, clearly going to be the first domino to fall.
Yeah.
And for when it comes to the Cleveland Browns, I think they're going to take their sweet-ass time with this. I think they may not have a coach until, maybe around the Super Bowl, maybe after.
Wow.
They got Todd Monken coming in for a second interview, which, I like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like a Mike McCarthy signing, like that inspires no confidence.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much work a passing game coordinator does when the quarterback is Stafford and the wide receivers are Puka and Devontae.
And the head coach is Sean McVay.
Yeah. I don't know how much work he actually does, but that's a hell of a resume to have.
Yeah, that feels a lot like what I was saying about Pincher down in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You're not calling plays. You're surrounded by all these guys. There's hardly a better situation for either of those guys to be in. Like those are optimal situations with tons of talent, both in the coaches you're working with and the guys on the field. So, but then I guess that would lead to something like maybe Clint Kubiak. But
Yeah.
I don't know. That feels like a lateral move. Like going from Stefanski to Kubiak, like it doesn't feel like you're actually addressing any of the issues that you had with Stefanski while he was here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I saw, and the reports are starting to come out that, Schwartz may be the front runner. So I don't know. I think if he is the front runner, you should just do it and get it over with.
What are we doing?
I know.
Like, what are we doing? And then what? Tommy Reese is going to be the offensive coordinator?
There it is. Oh, he's so good at his job, man. He's got this.
What was it during the last half of the season when he was calling plays you think they saw that they were like, yeah, that's what we need?
Yeah, absolutely. It was really, the scheme was much better.
Yeah. They're going to fuck this up. We know it. We talked about it last week. They're going to find a way to fuck this up. I think Darryl Ryder said that they're going to do the same thing they did in 2020 because nobody was really interviewing Stefanski back then.
No.
The Browns had interviewed him in 2019, and they passed him over for Freddie Kitchens because that was the Dorsey, Barry, DePodesta battle that cost a whole bunch of people their jobs. And I think they may not have a coach until maybe around the Super Bowl, maybe after.
Wow.
They got Todd Monken coming in for a second interview, which I like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like a Mike McCarthy signing, like that inspires no confidence.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much work a passing game coordinator does when the quarterback is Stafford and the wide receivers are Puka and Devontae.
And the head coach is Sean McVay.
Yeah, I don't know how much work he actually does, but that's a hell of a resume to have.
Yeah, that feels a lot like what I was saying about Pincher down in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You're not calling plays. You're surrounded by all these guys. There's hardly a better situation for either of those guys to be in. Like those are optimal situations with tons of talent, both in the coaches you're working with and the guys on the field. So, but then I guess that would lead to something like maybe Clint Kubiak. But I don't know. That feels like a lateral move. Like going from Stefanski to Kubiak, like it doesn't feel like you're actually addressing any of the issues that you had with Stefanski while he was here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I saw, and the reports are starting to come out that, Schwartz may be the front runner. So I don't know. I think if he is the front runner, you should just do it and get it over with.
What are we doing?
I know.
Like, what are we doing? And then what? Tommy Reese is going to be the offensive coordinator?
There it is. Oh, he's so good at his job, man. He's got this.
What was it during the last half of the season when he was calling plays you think they saw that they were like, yeah, that's what we need?
Yeah, absolutely. It was really, the scheme was much better.
Yeah. They're gonna fuck this up. We know it. We talked about it last week. They're gonna find a way to fuck this up.
Is that because of the job openings? It's the worst job, and if other teams are looking at a guy, they're not going to come to Cleveland.
I think that's certainly part of it. I think the ownership situation is a big part of it. Like Stefanski's going to get a job because nobody's holding what happened in Cleveland against him because they just think Cleveland's a disaster.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I'm sorry, Jimmy, it's dysfunctional. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
none
that's
of
the
it
word.
none of it was Stefanski's fault, bud.
Like, it's so that's the perception, and I think the perception is whoever goes there is going to have a really difficult time. And you throw in all the stuff with Shador and Deshaun Watson. I mean, it's a bad job.
Yeah.
It's a bad job.
Yeah. But it is a bad job that pays really well.
Yeah, that's what's going to get somebody to come here, and that's what got you Deshaun Watson.
Oh, damn, all right.
I mean, it is. That's what got you Deshaun Watson. You didn't take no for an answer. And if you're not going to take no for an answer sometimes, then you're going to find yourself overpaying for guys, and that's what they're doing. They're overpaying for guys.
Yeah.
It's just that depressing with the Browns these days.
Yeah,
I guess we're
just
sort of in like speculation, hopeful mode for a lot of fans though, because this is like a pre-draft draft. You get to go out there and speculate on who the next coach is going to be and how they're going to rework everything. And I think if you elevate Schwartz to what you were saying before, that there's reports out there or that may be the way they want to go, that doesn't solve your problem of accountability because he's not going to hold Myles Garrett. He hasn't been holding Myles Garrett accountable before. How he's going to do it now?
That's very true. I don't disagree with you. I just, and it sucks because at least on the defensive side of the ball, there is some talent. Like, we never thought they were as good as other people thought they were. There's still a couple spots that are void of talent, but there is some talent there. But I just don't know. I don't know how you don't go with an offensive guy to try to figure something out on that side of the ball.
Yeah, and I've made my point the last couple of weeks about what you see in Tampa where they have a defensive coach and now they're changing offensive coordinators every year. And that's, regardless of what you think about Baker Mayfield, if you're changing your OC every year, that is not a recipe for success.
Yep, you are correct.
And either he's going to play really well and he's going to get that guy a head coaching job, which we've seen happen twice. So you don't want to be in that position. So I do think they need to go offense. And I feel like they're going to make the blandest pick ever, and we're all just going to be like, all right, guys, I guess you're just smarter than everybody because that's what Barry's probably going to do. He's going to want to make a move that makes him look smart, and it's probably going to wind up getting him fired because we've done this before at least 6-7 times.
Yeah. This is true, and it's just, man, and you have the two first round draft picks. Like, is it just too obvious to just draft wide receivers and offensive linemen? Is it just too obvious? Like, we can't do it because it makes
that. I mean, they're going to need to, maybe not at receiver. If you take a guy with if you take a guy with your first pick, was that 6 overall? That probably solves most of your wide receiver problems, and then you just invest in offensive line. But they're gonna have to sign guys.
There's other spots. Yeah, I agree with you.
Or they're gonna have to try and work out a trade. Like they're gonna have to use all the levers because I can't imagine they're gonna bring Judy back.
I guess that's why I wish they would hire the coach as quick as possible, so whatever plan Barry has, he can start working on.
Everybody's been talking about this in college because they open the transfer portal between the bowl games and like coaches are leaving and it's just stupid and everybody's like, this is dumb. Why don't they just have a set period where like after this point, no moves can be made? Like you can fire guys, but you can't hire anybody or interview anybody. And then there's an interview window for like a month after the bowl games. Yeah. And then you do your recruiting and your signing and all that crap. Like, they should do that in the NFL, too, because I think it messes with teams in the playoffs to have their coordinators talking.
I agree. I 100% agree with you.
And I don't know how much it affects the games, but I can't think of any offhand, but it's one of those things that has happened enough
Mm-hmm.
that it's not going to change. And I'm not pounding my fist on the table for it, but if we lived in the world where we actually solved problems, that would be
Yeah.
something that they would do. Because this
Yeah,
is
I would
kind of
agree.
crazy that all these coordinators are getting calls while they're trying to prepare
Yeah.
for
Yeah, but not
playoff games.
officially called. Yeah.
Speaking of playoff games,
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon at 4:30, the Buffalo Bills will travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. The Broncos are 1 to 1.5 point favorites, depending on where you look. The over/under is 45.5. This is a classic team with a really good quarterback against a team with, I guess, so quarterback. I would go lower than that, but we'll be nice for right now. And then if you were to take the rest of the rosters, you would take the other team all day. Jimmy, what do you think happens with this game?
Yeah, I'm riding with Josh Allen. I've been suspect on Denver. I think they're pretty fraudulent. I don't they survived a lot of really, really weird wins, and I don't think Denver's defense is good enough to stop Josh Allen and James Cook, and I don't think Denver's offense is good enough to win that type of game.
I'm with you. I like the Bills just because this game's going to be close in the fourth quarter, and you're going to want your money on Josh Allen, not Bo Nix.
Yep, and it's not to say, I mean, I don't think it'll be a blowout. Like, I think it's probably a one-score game, but I just am absolutely not willing to take Bo Nix over Josh Allen.
Yeah, so contrarian questions to both of our picks that we both like Buffalo in this game. Are we underrated? Are we underrating what Denver can do defensively to shut down the run and Josh Allen?
Probably, but I will preface it again with I think Denver is one of the teams that really kind of prospered with the forced parity that the NFL gives us with the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think like if this was like a week 7 game, maybe. Like in the playoffs, I don't think their defense is good enough to slow down James Cook and Josh Allen.
Question number 2, and this really comes to the heart of what's going to happen in this game. Can Bo Nix make 3 plays?
Can Bo Nix make 3 plays?
Like 3 big plays in this game. Can he make 3 big plays?
I think he can, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think how many ever big plays Bo Nix makes, Josh Allen will make 1.
Yeah, I think that's, and that's the way I'm looking at it. That's the way you're looking at it.
But I don't think like
It does look like Buffalo understands the assignment right now, because last week Josh didn't really do anything crazy until late,
no. Yeah,
and Buffalo looked like, hey, we'll just keep it close, and then we've got Josh Allen and they don't, and we'll win it in the fourth, and that's what they did, and
like
they'll
I just
probably
think
be successful doing a lot of the things against Jacksonville, against like some of that stuff will translate to working against Knicks.
like I think Jacksonville is a better team than Denver, and definitely a better quarterback, and probably just a better overall offense and offensive scheme. And it wasn't enough to beat Buffalo. And I just don't think Denver's gonna have enough.
Yeah. Okay, so third question, and this is the last one. It's sort of a two-part question.
Okay.
If Jacksonville had given Etienne like 7 more carries, do they win that game?
Yes.
Is Denver going to be smart enough to run the ball? Like, I feel like if Denver's going to win this game, it's going to be because they run for, like a buck 80, and they just really grind Buffalo down, moving the chains, keeping it simple for Bo Nix, screen passes, drags, crossing routes. That seems to be the way Denver wins this game.
So I guess my answer is a 2-part answer.
Fair enough.
So I think so. Uh, you know, Cohen is a very good coach. Like he's a great offensive scheme maker. He could be a really good coach. Sean Payton is a Hall of Fame caliber coach. He is very good. I think the problem is when you play Buffalo in these games, Josh Allen does tend to do some pretty cool stuff. Now, he's always came up one possession short against Kansas City. But
Yeah,
it's
and
when
most
you
people
have
do.
that long drives, that sustained drive, where it is the short crosses, the dump offs, the screens, the running game, and they take 11 minutes, they take 9 minutes, and they go down and they score a touchdown. And then 3.5 minutes later, Josh Allen has done Josh Allen shit and tied the game back up.
Yeah.
I don't know if even Sean Payton has the patience to not try to get into a shootout.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point because he's going to want to throw the ball more. And we've seen that sink coaches. We've seen it sink Shanahan. We saw it sink Cohen last week. We've seen it with Stefanski a lot. Peyton's one of those guys. I got to show everybody how smart I am.
Yep.
So I'll be looking out for that for sure.
Like, oh, yeah, I mean, Josh is really good over there, but Bo's good too.
Yeah.
I can design the right place for Bo Nix, just like Cohen thought he could do with Trevor.
Our next game sees the San Francisco 49ers travel into Seattle. They're taking on the Seahawks. The Seahawks are 7-point home favorites. 45 is the over-under. This feels like Seattle wins, but San Francisco covers. Are you seeing it that way as well?
No.
You think Seattle's going to blow them out?
I think San Francisco's going to win this football game.
You think San Francisco's going to win?
I think
Even as beat up as they are with no Kittle?
I think they did a lot of really smart things last week. And as good as Seattle's defense is, the offense still has to score some points. And I don't think a healthy Sam Darnold's going to show up in this game. So an unhealthy Sam Darnold, I'm absolutely not counting on.
Wow, I thought I was taking too many dogs, and you like totally sold me on this pick. I mean, at plus 265, you're getting good odds on the money line.
Yep. As a group, Seattle's defense is much better than San Francisco's defense. I don't know if I really think Seattle's offense is that much better than Philadelphia's offense, and San Francisco had no problem.
Well, we saw this game a few weeks ago, and Seattle just completely blanketed San Francisco.
They did.
When it
They
came
did.
to the Niners' offense was just really stagnant. And Seattle didn't really seem to do anything. That I just talked about the Bills understanding the assignment.
Yep.
It seemed like Sam Darnold and that offense understood the assignment. Keep it close, let the defense get it, and then they pulled ahead a little bit there, and they could just run the ball. That was all they needed to do. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in this game. Do they try to open it up a little more? I would think not. I mean, I think this is going to be a really close game. I mean, I like the Niners to cover this. I would just be surprised if San Francisco wins this game because they're just so beat up.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're going to be able to move the ball against this Seattle defense that just shut them down 2 weeks ago.
I totally understand where you're coming from. I just trust Kyle as a play designer more than I trust Seattle's defense. Like he showed last week, if he's got to run double reverse wide receiver passes, that's what he's going to do. Like, and I have all the trust in the world.
Yeah.
I have all the trust in the world that he's going to figure it out, and I just don't trust Darnold at all. Like,
yeah, and that's another part of this. It's easy to not trust Darnold, especially when he's injured.
Like, for me personally, Sam, you're going to have to show up before I bet my money on you in the playoffs.
Our next game. Oh yeah.
I'll take a loss here to learn some information about Sam Darnold in Seattle. And I also think, like, all year Seattle also kind of operated in that, like, we're the underdog, nobody believes in us kind of thing. And now you got a bunch of guys who've never been here before, and you're the 1 seed, and you're a 7-point favorite against a division rival, and you're expected to win. And if Kyle can come out and design some scoring possessions early, I don't know if Seattle can handle that.
Yeah, that's San Francisco's path to victory. Get a score or two, go up 10-3 or something like that, and then just, like, hold on. Put together one more drive in the second half.
Yep.
Our next game sees the Houston Texans traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. The Pats are 3-point home favorites. 40.5 is the over/under. This New England team keeps looking good, even though they don't seem to play the best teams. And Houston just keeps dragging teams down into the mud and just beating the crap out of them. How are you seeing this game playing out, Jimmy? You've really liked the Texans this year.
Yeah, well, because they have the actual best defense in the NFL. Sorry, Cleveland Browns fans. You're nowhere near what this team is.
They're so fast.
Kudos to the Texans for winning their casket match. I think they probably, I don't know what's going to happen with Rodgers, but we know what happened with Tomlin. That defense is just so good that they don't blitz. Everybody just lines up in their position and goes straight ahead, and they do really incredible things. I am taking the Texans to win this football game.
Yeah, I like the Texans with the points, and I definitely think they can win this game.
But I think this is one of the most interesting games because I think the team that wins this game represents the AFC in the Super Bowl. I think both of these teams are better than Buffalo and Denver.
Well, we've seen New England beat Buffalo twice, so we know that.
And Houston beat them as well.
Did they beat them earlier? Okay.
Yeah, that was the game where they had like 8 sacks on Josh Allen.
Oh yeah, they were just all over him.
And
what I saw from Houston that really impressed me, and what I really saw from all of the teams in the playoffs, the defenses don't let you get cheap yards.
No,
those
they tackle,
screen passes and those dump offs, like they're just on guys. And you just mentioned the Browns, like they don't do that. At least not with consistency. They'll have games where they do it or stretches where they do it. But it was just relentless what Houston was doing, and you could just see it was wearing down Pittsburgh.
Yep, and I'm just so curious. Like, this is a game, I just think this is going to be a really fun game to watch because I think there's going to be so many X's and O's that are going to try to be designed to make things right. Because the best thing that happens for New England's offense are when they break big running plays and when Drake May scrambles for like 20 yards.
Yeah.
If you try to do that against Houston more than a couple times, they might send you to the hospital. So I don't know what New England's offense is going to look like. And as much shit as CJ Stroud is taking, and it's rightful, I mean, we watched him torch the Browns defense a couple years ago. Just torch them.
Yeah.
As much shit as CJ Stroud took for his performance in that game, when he absolutely needed to throw 2 darts, he absolutely did it. And I don't know yet if I think Drake May can do that. Like, I don't know how many plays Drake May can make. I think CJ can just make a couple. Like, and I actually kind of like the flow of their offense without Nico Collins because they've got so many young wide receivers. When Nico's not in there, they tend to just spread the ball around, and it seems to work really well for CJ. But I feel like I know he will make the couple throws he needs to make, and I don't know that about Drake May yet. We'll learn.
Yeah.
Like, this is, we were both all over New England at the start of the year. A lot of it was the schedule. A lot of it was Vrabel. We also thought Drake May was getting better. So, that was all part of it. I just don't know if they're ready for this defense playing at this level. I don't know if they can withstand that. And, I think New England does have a good defense, but Houston has a significantly better offense than some of the teams New England has beat up on, in my opinion.
Our final game of the weekend sees the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Chicago to the game's Sunday when Evan gets through puberty. The Los Angeles. All right, let's try that again. Our last game of the week sees the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. The Rams are 4-point road favorites. 48.5 is the over/under in this game. The Rams really. Man, so Carolina really kept themselves in that game, and it really confused me until I saw a preview of this game, which mentioned that the Rams have a pretty small defense. And they struggled this year against teams that had quite a bit of size. Carolina's a bigger offensive team, and guess who else is a bigger offensive team? The Chicago Bears. And the Bears love to run the ball. I'm taking all 4 underdogs to cover. I don't trust. I trust everything on the offensive side of the board for the Rams, but their defense just does not seem up to snuff lately. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on with that side of the ball, but they've been really gettable lately.
I understand what you're saying, but I think it's by design because they're not the biggest defense, but they're fast and they're quick and they do tackle pretty good. Not Houston good, but they tackle pretty good. Mm-hmm. And they just want to try to get you to third down and fly around. And they play a shell defense, a bend don't break all game long. They want to make you take forever. They want to make you're not going to get a big play. It's not going to happen. You're not getting over the top of us. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to take a long drive. And if I hold you to a field goal, my guy can go down and get a touchdown. The Rams are going to win this game by 2 touchdowns.
That's fair. This is the game that of the 4 of them, I feel the least confident about.
Like, I like a lot of what Chicago does, but this is another spot where I feel like Sean McVay's going to design some kind of ball fake to where the Bears go to punch it out and the guy knows it's coming and he pulls it back. Like there's just going to be some crazy Ram shit.
Something wild.
Like something wild in this game, and I don't think Caleb is there yet to be as patient as he's got to be in this game.
Yeah, and they've been playing with fire. And we do see that a number of times where a team in the first round plays with fire, gets a big comeback, and then comes back the next week and just gets down and loses.
They're going to want to try to throw haymakers, and this defense is built to withstand it. Like, I just don't know.
I'm switching.
Oh, no. Oh,
you
I like it. Me. I like it.
I didn't like taking the 4 underdogs. Like, that didn't feel like, even in a chaos year, like one of these higher seeds is going.
Yeah.
Like, somebody's getting blown out this weekend.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Buffalo, and I know it's not going to be Houston because I don't think that defense is going to give up enough points.
Yeah.
And I don't like Seattle because of their problems on the offensive side of the board more than what's going on with San Francisco's defense. So this sort of by default is the game that I'm like, man, like, and if somebody's going to blow anybody out in this game, it's going to be the Rams blowing out the Bears.
But huge kudos to the Bears and Caleb Williams on what they've done this year. Like, just huge kudos to them, man. What a turnaround. Caleb has been really good. I think he's got Hall of Fame greatness on the other side of him this week, and I think it's just going to be too much.
It's somewhat telling of where we're at as a society with sports, where it's probably better for Caleb if they lose this game than lose next week.
Yeah. Yep.
Because look what Jaden Daniels came into this season, and then everything sort of fell apart, and then he got hurt, and everybody was like, well, it's just a lost season for them. Like, we thought that could happen.
Yep.
But the expectations going into next year will be much different if they, even if they lose by 14 in this game, that, hey, we made the second round of the playoffs, we won the division, we were the 2 seed, we're ahead of schedule.
Yep.
So let's build off of that momentum. If you make the championship game next year, it's like, well, you got to make the Super Bowl. Like, what's wrong, guys? You're 3-3 in week 6. Why aren't you 7-0? Like, because it's week 6 and we've only played 6 games. Yeah, but why aren't you 7-0?
Right. Well, because now next year you get the bad end of the forced parity of the league.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because their schedule will be a lot more difficult next year.
Yep.
Well, that's it. Those are the 4 games. We're in agreement here then. We like Buffalo, San Francisco, Houston, and the Rams. You talked me into the Rams.
You kind of feel more like San Francisco just covers, they don't win.
Yeah, you think they went outright.
And I get that. Like, I just don't. Like, I'm very curious for that game, but San Francisco, and maybe it's just because I was still kind of high on Philly, that I was just really impressed with San Francisco's defense doing what they did. And maybe that was more of just self-inflicted by
I don't know.
Philadelphia.
Maybe the play caller and the number one wide receiver yelling at each other on the sidelines. Maybe that was part of it.
Maybe that was part of it. It's definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility.
Yeah, it'll be fun to talk about all the player stuff after the Super Bowl because there's a lot of, that A.J. Brown situation is just one of many that you look at and you go, well, that can't be tenable for another season. Like they just need to make a break there.
You wouldn't think so. I mean, he's toxic as hell. He feels like he's ripe for the picking for the Browns.
Yeah, I guess that shows what his value is. If he winds up with the Browns, then that means everybody thinks he's like the next Antonio Brown.
Yeah, like him and Deion Fist.
I was going to say, though, they better not do something stupid and let him wind up in Kansas City.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, my goodness.
Or with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Buffalo, like that would be...
Yeah.
Like he's a difference. I mean, he's been a difference maker for Philadelphia in the past. Yeah. This season he was a pain in the ass, and 2 seasons ago he was a pain in the ass. So maybe next year it'll be the upswing. That'll be the year where he's awesome.
Yeah, maybe they see it and just play through it. I don't know. I mean, even in his good performances, you've been critical of Jalen Hurts, and I just feel like he absolutely was playing so super conservatively. It was just too hard to get in the rhythm. But
yeah. But,
Yeah.
New Super Bowl champion this year. We'll see who it is after 4 games this weekend. Jimmy. Oh, go ahead.
New AFC and NFC champion this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
maybe a little more parity in the chaos year.
I mean, it's a failure if the Bills don't go to the Super Bowl this year, right? Like,
yeah, they have to go to the Super Bowl.
Or maybe not a failure.
This is the year they need to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, they've got the best player. It's the most important position. They've got a good enough defense. This is the year you got to make it happen. And this is what, as Nick Wright said, this is how legends are made. And if you're Josh Allen, you've been just all the praise that has been heaped on him, and a lot of it rightfully so.
Yeah.
But this would be the evolution of that to finally take the mantle, sort of like what we saw with Nikola Jokic in the NBA.
Yep.
He's winning all these MVPs. He's talked about as the best player in the league, but he hadn't won a title. We saw it with Giannis before him. Like, okay, now they won the title. Okay, now we can talk about him like that. Where does he exist in this pantheon of great players?
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me to talk some football tonight, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
No place I'd rather be, brother.
And I'd like to thank all of you for listening. For Jimmy Champ, I'm Evan Belfiore. Thank you for listening to No Broken Legs.